seat on the Franklin County Fiscal Court, Magistrate, District 5. We want to remind you that we want you to use this information and go to the polls and make an informed decision at the primary on May 20th. We will go down the ballot as they are, the candidates are listed. We are missing one gentleman who is on the ballot. Gary Watts is not with us this evening. He's first on the ballot, so we'll start with Kevin C. Moore, who is second, Vicki J. Parker, and Marty Booth. Thank you all so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Everyone gets the same opportunities, and as you all know, this is very quick, so please pay attention to your timers. We don't want you to miss out on an opportunity to finish a thought, but keep in mind that we are on a tight schedule. With that being said, we will begin with opening statements, which will last 1 minute, and we'll begin with Kevin C. Moore. Sir, you have 1 minute.
I am Kevin Moore. I'm a lifelong resident of Franklin County, most of that time spent living in the 5th District. Graduated from Franklin County High School in 1975. I'm the owner of Moore's Frankfurt Chemical, a small independent termite and pest control business that my dad started in 1961. My wife, Kathy, works for the Kentucky Department of Education. We have 2 children, raising our 3 grandchildren here in Frankfurt. Thank you.
And you have 1 minute, Ms. Vicki Parker.
Hi, my name is Vicki Parker. I'm running for 5th District Magistrate seat. I've lived in Franklin County for 34 years. I've been a resident in the 5th District for 21 years. I currently live on Echo Springs. I have 2 sons, Robbie and Ryan Roberts, who grew up in this county, graduated from Western Hills High School. I am a retired school bus driver. I've spent, I retired with 25 years service. I drove probably 27 years for the Franklin County Public Schools. And I currently work part-time at Buffalo Trace Distillery in the Visitor Center. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And now 1 minute, Ms. Marty Booth.
I'm Marty Booth. Presently, I serve our county as chair of the Franklin County Board of Zoning Adjustments. My community service includes helping to found the Franklin County Women's Shelter and Envision Franklin County, being current president of my church's women's unit and the Capital Area Art Guild strengthens my community involvement. I started Booth Design, a web and graphic design company, after retiring from the Kentucky Department of Parks, where I was the advertising manager. I chose the 5th District as my home 30 years ago. First the Meadows and then Huntington Woods. And I reared my sons there. I consider everyone there and in the 5th District to be my neighbor and friend. I realize that our voices matter and Americans are truly blessed to live in a democracy. That's why I'm running today for magistrate.
Thank you very much. As again, we apologize, but it is one of those where we're staying on a tight schedule. So we will get moving with the question portion. And a reminder, these 3 folks, and including with Mr. Watts, who is not with us, are running for the seat that will be vacated by Houston Wells. So just a little note there. All right, let's get started. And the first question goes to Vicki Parker. And it is, according to multiple reports, the county population is stagnant or declining. And Franklin County has one of the oldest populations in the state. State government is not the hot career draw it once was. As magistrate, what would you do or suggest to help turn these trends around and help make Frankfurt more appealing for growing families?
Thank you. First of all, I think that I know we have a lot of people working really hard toward tourism, but I think we're missing a lot of opportunities. I'm fortunate enough to work part-time at Buffalo Trace Distillery, and I see how many visitors come to Franklin County, and I think we'd be astounded to know some of these numbers. Buffalo Trace is an awesome neighbor to Franklin County, but tourism, I think tourism would be a good draw for our community, to bring people in. People are always tell us how much they enjoy it when they visit us here in Frankfurt. A lot of people don't even realize we're the capital. I meet people from different countries and all over the United States, but tourism, I would think, would be a good draw.
And Ms. Booth, same question. Do I need to repeat that for you?
Well, I believe that you were emphasizing growing families, and I know that that is part of the reason that the citizens want a recreation center in Franklin County. and I support that. I think that every institution needs to have fresh blood and fresh families growing up to be good citizens. And we don't want our growing families to have anything lacking in Franklin County. So I would support that recreation center.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Moore?
I agree also with the recreation center for our young people. Also, I think the Kentucky River could do a whole lot more to clean it up and development on it to bring in, to help with our tourism. Also, everybody talks about industry. I'm concerned with our small retail that we've lost. We've lost so many small retail businesses, and I think we could possibly give them more tax incentives to help them stay in business here.
Thank you very much. And the next question will begin with Ms. Booth. And recently, the fiscal court proposed a budget with no tax hikes, but use of around $2 million of the rainy day fund to help balance the budget. Where or in what scenario do you see the need for the next tax increase?
Well, excuse me. This is the biggest, I read in the newspaper, it was the biggest draw on our rainy day fund that has ever been made. So this is a serious problem. I know that we have a lot of updates and upgrades to improve the quality of life for our citizens in Franklin County. And I think that a stormwater fee would be a step in that direction because the state government would have to pay the majority of that.
Thank you. Now we'll go back up to the top here with with Kevin. I'm sorry, Mr. Moore.
I also feel that probably the storm sewers may be one of our biggest issues coming up, that taxes may have to be raised. Hopefully, we can work out a issue with not raising taxes, but that seems to be the biggest issue right now.
Thank you. We will begin this final question for you, Mr. Moore. And how would you address concerns of residents that are neighbors of the expansion at Boone National Guard? And how would you work with Guard officials and administrators on their behalf?
Well, the Boone National Guard happens to be in my backyard. And they've always been good neighbors to me, considered my concerns, and I'm one of the few people that actually join their property.
Thank you, and I apologize. We missed you, Ms. Parker, back there a minute ago. My head's spinning up here tonight with all the back and forth, but you did not get an opportunity to answer the second question, so we will go back to that. I apologize.
Okay. Do you mind repeating?
Yes,
please?
recently the fiscal court proposed a budget with no tax hikes, but use of around $2 million of the rainy day fund to help balance the budget. Where and what scenario would you see the need for the next tax increase?
First of all, I'd like to say that'd be the last thing that I want to do. I know in some cases it's absolutely necessary. You can't get around it. There's nothing you can do about it. Maybe the stormwater runoff issue, I think we maybe need to think a little harder about all of our utilities. Maybe we should look into, creating some utilities where they would help promote some revenue and take care of themselves. I think it can be done. We know it's done in other places, but I think that would be might help us to offset some of the tax issue.
And now you get to, because of my blunder, you get to go right back to back. You remain on the hot seat. Would you like me to repeat that question? I'm
Please,
guessing you
thank
probably
you.
would. Okay. Yes. How would you address concerns of residents who are neighbors of the expansion at Boone National Guard Center? And how would you work with Guard officials and administrators on their behalf?
Well, I think the operative word is to work with them and, to cooperate, listen to what our neighbors have to say, what their thoughts are. I've got to talk to a lot of neighbors here in the last month of mine, and I've listened to different issues, not particularly that issue, but it's just a matter of listening to what they say and then staying in close communication with Boone, with them in general, to see what's happening, keeping my constituents on top of what's happening too, and hearing their feedback.
And Ms. Booth, the final question for you, and I figured out the rotation now, so it is your turn for the final question.
All right. The Boone National Guard Center is growing. The area that it is located in has many residential homes and small businesses. I think that the expansion should be limited, and I would support limiting the expansion of the National Guard.
Thank you all very much, and now you'll each get an opportunity for a closing statement of 1 minute, and we'll begin on the opposite end from where we started. So, Ms. Booth, you have 1 minute for a closing statement.
All right. I will be a new voice. I have a needed viewpoint, especially since Jill Robinson is leaving. As a woman and a mother, I have unique experience to serve as a magistrate in Franklin County. Working in harmony with others on the court and the community is my plan, so we can accomplish our duties and serve the public more efficiently and especially more transparently. Communication is key. When the county judge executives wants to know what the 5th District residents and citizens think about an issue, I will find out. On May 20th, a vote for me brings a new voice to the 5th District. As your magistrate, I'll make sure our voices matter.
Thank you very much, and 1 minute for a closing statement. Mr. Moore.
I ask for your vote on May 20th for 5th District Magistrate. If elected, I will do my best to make your voice heard and our tax dollars spent wisely. I will work hard to make Frankfort and Franklin County a better place to live, work, and do business. Let your voice be heard. Please go out and vote on May 20th, and I appreciate everyone's support. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Parker, you have 1 minute.
Yes. First of all, thanks for this opportunity. This means a lot to all the candidates, and I hope the voters are taking all the advantage of it. But I feel like I have a lot to offer. I've been out talking to people a lot here lately, and I think I can relate to working class families. I am working class. That's what I know. I have had people tell me that they're not really interested in electing more politicians and more politically grounded people. They're interested in hiring people that are more like them and that will listen to what they have to say, are interested in how they raise their family, the quality of life here. And I just ask for your support on that day. I will work hard. I will be tireless. My slogan for my campaign is cooperation and common sense in county government, and I think we're ready for that. Thank you for your support.
Candidates, thank you very much for your time here this evening, and thank you at home for watching and all of those in attendance.